Welcome to the Wellness Pulse with Monica Stevens. From CPR to self care, staying in rhythm with your well being. Thanks for tuning in. Good day, everyone. I've got Lindsay Sherwood here. How are you?
I'm good.
Well,
How are
thank
you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us today on the Wellness Pulse. Um, as you know, we're taking this opportunity to enlighten everyone on the importance of CPR and learning CPR
Mhm.
through others' experiences. So, Miss Lindsay, why don't you tell me and our viewers a little bit about yourself?
So I'm a 39-year-old female. I'm a single mom of two boys. Um, Years ago, I was actually diagnosed with a heart condition. So it wasn't a surprise. So I was diagnosed with CVPT. It's in the electrical part of the heart. But I was on medication for 20 years without any issues. So yeah, I was living life just great for a long time until this year. Yes. So it was August 3rd. So I'm just over 3 months. Yeah.
Oh wow, Lindsay. Well, thank God for you. That is so
Yeah,
awesome. So you're like just freshly recovering.
I am.
Wow.
Yes.
Man. Well, I am so thankful you look good. I
Well,
didn't
thank
know it
you.
was so recent, but yeah, you look good. You look like recovery's doing you well. Well, okay, well tell me about what happened and then you can tell me about how recovery is going.
So back in August, so it was a bit, there was a lot that had taken place. So the CVBT is adrenaline based. So they figure what I was going through kind of caused my incident. Um, the weekend that I had my cardiac arrest, I was in the middle of moving. Um, and also at the same time, my brother-in-law, had gone missing. So he had been missing for 2 days, and on the Sunday morning, I'd gotten up. Me and my sister, we were getting ready. Like I was in the middle of moving, but also her husband was missing. So we ended up having to call in a search team on the Sunday morning. So we went out to where they had to call the search team, and they spent about 3 hours searching. I was there with my sister and my niece and his parents, and everything was okay until they gave me the news. And within 2 minutes of the news, I hit the ground, and that was it. So luckily, there was the search team there, so they were able to jump in and survive me. I was 31 minutes of CPR. I also stroked out during that time. So they were able to get me to the hospital. I ended up in a coma for 3 days. Um, but I came back to, and well, here I am today to tell the story. They also in the process they ate ribs and my sternum were broken. So it was, the recovery's been tough, but it's been good.
Wow, you've said
Yeah.
so much and with a
Yeah.
smile. I just love that.
Yeah.
Um, that is a beautiful thing. Wow.
Mhm.
That's a lot. That is a lot. So I can
Was a lot.
imagine. So I'm glad that everybody was in place.
Hmm.
Just to do what they needed to do. I'm still honestly reeling because you just never know what you're gonna get talking to people, what
Yeah.
people are going through. So but that in and of itself, I don't want to go off topic, but I
Yeah.
hope everything's okay with that situation. So with your recovery now, so now going forward, do you have to worry about further, SCAs? Do you have ICD?
They installed an ICD. So the cardiac arrest looks like it's been dealt with. They don't have too much concern with that. But during that time, like I had said, I'd stroked out. So they've also in that time have found what could be maybe another condition that I might be dealing with from this point on. So I have more testing in December to confirm whether it was just something that freak happened during my sudden cardiac arrest or whether this is something that might be further. If it is further, it comes with a lot more. I will have to give up my career and a lot of things. So I'm hoping and praying that it was just something that came with the sudden cardiac arrest in some sort of weird way. But yeah, for the sudden cardiac arrest, they figure I should be good with the ICD and my medications and things like that. And going forward, everything looks good in that side of it. Yeah.
Um, So, having been a recipient of CPR and someone who had a condition where you may, well, let me ask you this. With having a heart condition previously, knowing that you could go into sudden cardiac arrest, did you, did you advocate for people to know CPR around you? Was that something that you worried about, or did you not think about it so
I
much?
didn't. When I was diagnosed, I was quite young. I actually my first birth had brought it out in me, so I didn't even know I'd had anything wrong until I'd had my first son, and just the hormonal caused me to actually black out. They did have to bring me back, but not to this extent. And over those couple years, I there was a lot of fear and concern because I didn't know, they couldn't figure out what was actually happening to me or what was wrong. Um, Over the time, they put me on a medication, and my cardiologist kind of just really reassured me that as long as I took my medication, life would be the same as any other ordinary person. And there wasn't a lot of fear or any of that kind of put into me. And I didn't really have any side effects. So I took my medication every day and I felt fine. I seen them once a year, but everything always just got cleared. So I kind of really didn't know the degree that I guess that could have happened. Now, obviously, a different outlook, but yeah, they just kind of always reassured me I would be good. Actually, 2 weeks previous to my cardiac arrest, I had a stress test done, and he told me I was clear. Everything was good. I had some blood work done. I had an ECG done. Everything was completely normal. And that was about 2 weeks prior. So, yeah, there was no seeing it coming for sure.
Wow, that seems like it makes it even more important for people to know I mean,
I know you were
CPR
with.
with rescuers anyway, so
Yes,
that,
yes,
was
made a difference. Yeah,
definitely.
and they actually did say they were having a hard time, and at the time, they didn't actually think that I would survive. Um, I met with a bunch of the officers afterwards, about a month after I'd had it, and met with them, which was amazing to meet them all. But when I met with them, they were actually shocked because they said that the extent that I was at, they didn't figure that I was going to pull through. Yeah.
Wow, what a testimony that
Mhm.
is. So that is amazing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, wow, yeah, that is just amazing. What a blessing. That is so awesome. What an amazing story, Lindsay. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
So now, having been where you've been, what would you say about about learning CPR, and for those of us who could still stand to learn it or aren't confident in our skills?
Oh, I think that everybody should give it a chance, whether, scared or not. I know that in times I've taken the CPR course and I wasn't, totally sure of myself when I was doing the course, but I have a different outlook now. And I feel like, yeah, everybody should have it. Also, with what I went through when I met the officers, where I'm also doing a program with them that we're trying to get defibrillators put into more rural areas in our area, because the only reason I survived that day was the one officer had a defibrillator of his own. It was his personal defibrillator. So if they hadn't had that day, it wouldn't have been a good outcome. So I'm working with them in getting more defibrillators put across, and just more awareness in general, CPR included. Yeah.
Thanks again for listening. If you or anyone you know needs to learn CPR, first aid, or a life saving skill, please contact People's Choice CPR and Safety. From CPR to self care, the Wellness Pulse is staying in rhythm with your well being. I'm Monica Stevens. Take care.